keep the flash off just to ensure a comfortable experience for our guest on stage. Thank you. This evening is not merely a book launch, but a celebration of a way of life, grounded in knowledge, enriched by tradition, and shaped by the belief that true healing begins at home. I'm Kanika Sanghi, and it is my absolute privilege to welcome you all to the highly anticipated unveiling of Healing at Home, Nitya ke Nuskhe. Can we have a round of applause, please? We are also honored to be joined by our distinguished guest, Dr. Diksha Bhavsar, who has inspired many through her commitment to Ayurveda. She is accompanied today by her mother. It is a privilege to have you both with us. Speaking of healing, the brilliant mind behind this book, Nitya Singhal, is someone very close to my heart. She is not just an author to us, but whenever any of us face health troubles, we don't look anywhere else. We just bother her. And she always cares for us in the most practical ways. Every summer, without fail, she sends us bale fruit to make sharbat, reminding us how wonderful it is for beating the heat and cooling the stomach. For my father-in-law and her dear Chacha, she lovingly sends guduchi roots to help manage his diabetes. Those who know Nitya Bhabhi well have seen how her passion for all things green extends right into her home, where she lovingly tends to every single plant on her own. It beautifully reflects her deep connection to the natural world. So this book hasn't just appeared out of thin air. It is a genuine reflection of the life she leads and the remedies she absolutely swears by. To officially commence this beautiful evening, it is a tradition to seek the blessings of the Almighty. I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries for the Deepak Prajwalan. May I please request Arvind Tauji, Mr. Dilip Khemka, Mrs. Namita Khemka, Dr. Diksha, and our author Mrs. Nitya Singhal to kindly join us to light the ceremonial lamp. They say that behind every successful woman, thank you. They say that behind every successful woman is a strong foundation of support. And leading that support system for Nitya is her husband. I would now like to invite Gaurang Bhaiya on stage to share a few words with us.
Rani has written a nice book. Have you read it?
Everyone can hear me?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Alright. So thanks to everyone who are here today to celebrate this. Sorry, one second. Just join in. Come, please. So we are celebrating the book launch which Nitya has written. He spent a number of hours and months to get this going. And I must narrate the story. She's been obviously very actively healing me with her own nuskhas. So a lot of the things have been tried and tested on a lab scale, on a rat. So congratulations, Nitya, for what you've done. It's not a small feat. We also have Dr. Diksha with us. She's sitting there. Honored for you to drive in all the way from Rajkot. You came in 5 o'clock in the morning and you're heading back to Rajkot tonight.
Oh my God.
It speaks a lot about you. She's already been introduced by Kanika. So, she's an expert on Ayurveda and we're looking forward to a one-on-one conversation, hear your thoughts and inspire all of us on the various things which you are all doing. So I'll just take a few moments to thank the entire friends and family who are here with us today. Kanika is obviously moderating the whole session here. Shraddha is going to be moderating the panel discussion. We've had many support from our team at Volchem and Incept Designs. We also had Bhuvneshwari, I can't see her now. Yeah, she's there, right. So she's also been a big support at the back. And then Nitya's forum, which is from Ahmedabad, we have them here with us. Dimple, I think the whole inspiration came from the forum, and that's where she came in and delivered it. So I'm not going to take too much time. Enjoy the evening, enjoy the conversations, and once again, thank you to everybody who's ever here. We really appreciate your taking the time out and being with us to celebrate this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurang Bhaiya. Our mothers are our very first teachers when it comes to the wisdom of healing and care, isn't it? I would now love to invite Mrs. Namita Khenka, Nitya Bhabi's mother, onto the stage to share her thoughts.
Good evening, dear family and friends. At the outset, thank you all for being here to celebrate the wonderful milestone in our lives. I speak as a proud mother, since Nitya has been a source of joy to us ever since she was born. Even as a little girl, she always had an individualistic perspective. She observed and distilled information in her own special way. This book is straight from her heart and culmination of all she has learned without ever being taught. It stands testimony to the fact that where there is determination and passion, every dream is achievable. I'm sure you will all enjoy and benefit from the book as much as Nitya has enjoyed writing it. Nitya, you do us proud. This book, and we wish all the best in your future endeavors. God bless
Thank you so much, Namita Auntie, for those incredibly warm and heartfelt words. We are now moving towards a very exciting part of our evening. I would like to invite our esteemed panel to the stage, our author, Mrs. Nitya Singhal, Dr. Diksha, and Mrs. Shraddha Mudia. Kindly join us on the stage as they take their seats. As they take their seats, please allow me to formally introduce the incredible women guiding our conversation today. First, please welcome Dr. Diksha Bhagsar Savadia, a renowned Ayurvedic doctor, wellness educator, and the co-founder of Kadam Tree, a brand dedicated to authentic Ayurvedic formulations and holistic healing. Over the years, Dr. Diksha has had the privilege of working with thousands of patients worldwide. She supports concerns related to hormonal health, thyroid, PCOS, fertility, diabetes, digestive health, autoimmune conditions, and other lifestyle challenges. Her true mission is to make Ayurveda simple, practical, and relevant to modern life. She strongly believes that healing begins with small, sustainable changes in our daily habits. We are so honored to have you here, Dr. Diksha. Let's get it for that. We are also joined by Shraddha Mudia, who is moderating the talk tonight. Shraddha Mudia is a social entrepreneur and filmmaker dedicated to driving social impact. Through her NGO Kashti Foundation, she has spent over a decade empowering youth in rural Rajasthan via art, education, and community engagement. She has a background in humanities and design and is also the creative producer of the feature film Tairaki, a story that celebrates talent, perseverance, and the power of dreams. We are delighted to have you here today, Shraddha. And finally, let's welcome Nitya Singhal, our author who needs no introduction tonight, as her beautiful work is the reason we are all gathered here. Please give a huge round of applause for all our panelists.
Kanika, I'll request you to stay here for a bit. Kanika, I'll request you to felicitate the three panelists. To Dr. Diksha first. Bhuvneshwari, can I just request your presence here? If you could please felicitate Dr. Diksha.
And now, the moment we all have been waiting for. Alongside our panelists already on stage, I would like to invite Mr. Dilip Khemka, Mrs. Namita Khemka, and Gaurang Bhaiya. We kindly request you all to do the honors of officially unveiling the book, Healing at Home, Nitya ke Nuskhe.
Closer कहूँगा आपको एक मिनट बनाना है just for a second मैं closer down थोड़ा
Just open it up. Everyone's got one? Double wrap. Sorry. Seems I'm the slowest here. You can carry the book. Okay.
Just for the record, this is unscripted, but the answer to slowness is curcumin. It helps reduce inflammation. Clearly he's not taking his.
Okay, to take us deeper into the journey of this book, I now leave you in the very capable hands of our wonderful moderator, Shraddha. Shraddha, over to you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you Kanika for the lovely introductions and the warm gesture. Kanika, Bhuvneshwari, Gaurang, thank you. Good evening everyone. About 2000 years ago, Hippocrates, referred to be the father of the medicine, said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." Dr. Diksha, I would like to begin with you. Today, we monitor everything, that is a part of human living. Our food, our sleep, our movement through our gadgets.
True.
We track our sleep, we count our calories, we measure our bodies, we measure our inches, we weigh our bodies literally every day. We set alarms to hydrate ourselves. We set reminders on our phone. In your opinion, is this that we should be unapologetic about the modern day, lifestyle, or do you think we've lost our way somewhere?
So what I think is we should always take a middle path. Okay, so we have technologies, we can count our steps, we can take help of our phone to just remind us how much water we are supposed to drink. I believe we should definitely take help of that, but at the same time we should not forget that we are getting very, very far from our body. Our main goal is to improve our relationship with this body. The more we are able to listen to it, the more better decisions we can make in terms of what to eat, how to exercise, when to go to bed, whom to choose as our friends and family. Everything, I mean, even modern science believes that your gut and your brain are related through the vagus nerve, right? So the more we are able to listen to our gut instinct, the better decisions we can make in terms of everything. And we can improve our relationship with this body by being more mindful. And I believe this book talks so much about being mindful. So that's the start to heal.
Thank you. Nitya, first and foremost, many congratulations. You are formally, officially, you've debuted as an author. Many congratulations, and we are all so proud of this. I believe you were already wearing many hats. We've seen you as a friend, of course, to all of us, a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur, a successful one. You understand people, markets, numbers. But we are very curious to know what prompted this transition. We would like to know from you, what was your journey before and behind healing at home? Nitya ke Nuskhe.
Thank you, Shraddha. That's something I definitely would love to share with everyone. It's not really a very long story. I was brought up by my grandmother, who's not with us anymore. But someone I really worshipped and loved her way of life. She was a very joyful person. And she believed that the medicine cabinet was only for people who needed life-saving drugs. In her opinion, every daily illness, every cut, every bruise could be solved using some masala in the kitchen. Sometimes experimental ones, I'll tell you. And I really feel that her way of healing healed completely. That's where my journey with healing started. I went on to be a pranic healer because of my uncle Sanjay Khemka, who was hugely into healing. And I've really enjoyed being a healer in that sense as well. But to be very honest, the journey as an author was something that was on my bucket list, which I thought I'd leave unfulfilled. But the person and the people who inspired me to write were my friends, all of whom are here, some of whom are not here, my forum. My friend Ashmi, who was a constant caller for Nuskhas for her son. And she told, once she called me and she said, Nitya, I need a Nuskha from you. And I said, I can't take your call just now. Someone from the family was in the hospital and I couldn't pick up her call. And she calls me and she's like, I had to give my son medicine because you didn't take my call. So I'm like, I was in an emergency, I'm sorry. She's like, why don't you just write a book? It'll just make life easy for everyone. And I'm like, it's not that simple. Who's going to read this book? And she's like, I'll read it, so write it for me. And that's where it started. And my forum, has been a huge inspiration. My friends, Vrinda, Prerna, Dimple and Neerav especially. Dimple is my, very close friend and forum buddy. Shraddha, Kanika, Bhuvna, and all my friends, all of you here have been an inspiration, have in many ways given me the strength to write this book. And the only selfish motive behind this book is that it reaches as many people and heals as many lives without any bias, without any differentiation, and without any chemicals.
Thank you for saying that. The title itself, Healing at Home, Nitya ke Nuskhe. You've put your name on the book. which is not just branding, but it's also accountability, and that's fabulous. When you write a book on healing, you're saying essentially that I stand by this. So kudos to you on that. But we're curious to know that how did you filter what has to go in the book from the plethora of remedies that we have around? What for you made the cut and why?
I'd just like to say I wrote it from my heart. I think it's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. I thought it would be the hardest, but it has been the easiest. So I wrote it based on everything I went through as a mother with my kids, as a daughter-in-law with my in-laws, as a daughter with my parents, and as a sister with two very unwilling subjects who were, fed some Nuskhe or the other which they found ghastly, and my lab rat, as he rightly said, my husband, who was fed a terrible Nuskhe this morning and he was choking on it. So it was always, what happens most at home that sort of motivates you. I mean, I think I've forgotten many things and people have called me, but you didn't write this and you didn't write that. I said, okay, we'll do it in book 2, maybe not this one time. But for me, I think what made the cut was what I found was more prevalent, often in society, things that people struggle and dabble with every day. I think that's what it was, honestly.
Yeah. Well, once again, thank you, and speaking from the heart, this is to both of you, that today, in the world of social media, there's a lot of noise, there are a lot of advices on wellness. We would like to know from you that when there are about 1,000 books, blogs, vlogs, going around, Dr. Diksha, from you, I would like to know that how can we consume this information responsibly? And Nitya, from you, I would like to know that since you've deep dived into remedies, where do we draw the line?
So you asked about how do we consume this information, right? So first I would like to say this is not just information. This is lived experiences, right? I don't think Nitya has written anything without experience here. Not maybe from everything from her own experience, but from the experiences of parents and laws, coming from, it's more like tradition, right? So for that matter, and there's this quote in Ayurveda which says that not everything should be experimented. Like in modern science now, as Nitya just said that so her husband doesn't take curcumin, right? So everybody knows about curcumin now. But we have been taking turmeric since 5,000 years. And turmeric is a whole food. Curcumin is just an extract, right? So we have been taking that forever without actually knowing what's the most important part of it, right? So what Ayurveda says that anything that comes, as in Aptavachan. Apta means something that our ancestors, our elders have experienced and talked about, should just be accepted rather than experimented. But now I believe if most of the things are experimented and proved that they are right? So this, rather than an information, I believe this is just the wisdom of our ancient science. And again, when I say science, this is so much it is too aligned with Ayurveda, because what Ayurveda means is, Ayurveda means Ayu and Ved. Ayu means life. Ved is knowledge. So Ayurveda is the knowledge of life. This is not just related to treatment. The most important thing which aligns about this book, which aligns with Ayurveda, is the goal of Ayurveda is Swasthasya Swastha Rakshanam, which means to take care of people who are already healthy. That means prevention. And then second goal is Aturasya Vikar Prashamanam, means Atur means patient. Those who are suffering, to help them heal. And this is the goal of this book. Nitya has talked a lot about prevention. And my husband always speaks that prevention is safer, cheaper, quicker, and better than cure. So why not just prevent things, right? And nowadays, like the air we breathe, the food we eat, no matter how organic it is, how it's cooked, What time do you eat it? With what intention you eat it? Are you mindful? Are you not? All of this depends, your digestion depends on that. And Ayurveda says you are not what you eat, you're what you digest, right? And this book talks a lot about improving digestion. And the best part, Nitya, when I read this, I saw that she talks about healing from the root and not just silencing the symptoms. So if I'm having cough right now, so she has suggested a couple of remedies like ginger or shitopaladi. This is something that doesn't just suppress cough, it helps it heal from the root. It improves digestion, it reduces inflammation. That is very important. So, I have read most of this. Like, I have been reading this since today morning, and I loved each and every remedy. And most of the remedies aligns with Ayurveda. So, I believe this should just be accepted and tried for yourself and your loved ones.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the approval also. It's a great honor for all of us. The same question goes for you, Nitya, that while writing this book, what gap were you trying to fill in, since we already have so much about said and seen and heard about wellness and health?
So I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Deeksha. She's someone I respect a lot for the work she's doing, and I have a deep faith in Ayurveda. And considering we are all Indian and I'm deeply patriotic, I believe that the 5,000-year-old science of Ayurveda is superior to any modern science. But even looking at it without superiority or inferiority, anything that heals you from the root is always amazing. For me, I think while writing this book, there were two goals in mind. A, it should be simple to read and to find nuskhas without having to really look around. And in the beginning chapters, I've given certain anecdotes and little references to ingredients and illnesses, so you can just open the chapter and get the nuskha quickly, because when someone's ill, you don't have much time to really reference a whole book or read it, and it's not fair to give a handbook that's not easy to reference. So the idea behind this book is a lot of the books are very hard to read. They're in a language that the masses find very tough to understand. And there are no illustrations, like, certain things they say, use a casa wand to do something. Unless you have a video, it's very hard to understand. So the illustrations are just to make things easy to use so people don't use them wrongly. People think nuskhas don't have side effects. But if you take something wrongly, it will impact you negatively, which is what I've tried to reduce here. Taking too much gond katira, it can give you constipation because it will cool your gut too much, and it can reduce the acid in your body. So it does have a side effect. And my idea is to caution people to use any medicine as medicine, and not to just, I know somebody used to have Amrit Dhara as a mouth freshener. Now that can damage your intestines because it is very potent. So things like this, my idea is to write something that will help people, will benefit people. My idea is to reach the masses. And I've tried to give cures that you can build yourself. You don't have to buy them from the market. Like, I've given recipes for Sitofladi, I've given recipes for Chavanprash, and recipes for Amrit Dhara. So you can make them at home. Drakshasava, I didn't go ahead to give the recipe because it's really difficult to make. One of my friends here is a wine brew master. I think he's not here. I saw his wife Nitya here. But I think he can try it, but nobody else should. you might get some sort of incurable disease. So buy that, but yeah, I mean the idea is not to buy things from the market which have heavy metals and things that can impact you badly, but to do everything yourself. That's the idea of this book. That's where I draw the line.
That's great. I have a follow-up question for that. When I was just going through the book and just flipping pages, I actually got reminded of there was this iconic television show which was called Khana Khazana, and her book literally tells us that there's so much in our household, in our kitchens already. If there is an ingredient or a two that both of you could want to suggest that we've underrated for years, and we must use it differently, and that could be very beneficial for us. Is there any ingredient that you would suggest from our kitchens already?
So there are many.
Okay.
We can start with turmeric. Like I believe that India is known, or Ayurveda rather, is known by nuskhas like turmeric or black pepper, but that's actually true. So if you have cough, cold, you just have inflammation in your gut, or you're just feeling too fatigued, too tired, you just take a pinch of turmeric, black pepper, honey, and you're going to be fine, right? If you have excess heat in your body, in that case you can take turmeric, black pepper plus ghee. That will work well. Ghee, coming to ghee, it's another wonderful medicine which have been underrated, I believe. A lot of doctors, I've heard, cardiologists do suggest not to consume ghee, but you go to see every research out there now. Even functional doctors, conventional doctors are suggesting their patients with cholesterol to have ghee because it improves your HDL, which is good cholesterol, right? So ghee, turmeric, black pepper, and not to forget my favorite, ginger.
All right. So we have 4 from Dr. Diksha. Nitya, what is that from you?
See, I'm a foodie. I don't differentiate. I like them all, but I think if given the choice of choosing one, I would say one herb that we have really underrated is tulsi. It helps in every kind of purification of your body. And the second thing you'd be very surprised is water and senda namak. In my book, I have written about Kunjal Kriya. Any illness you have, I believe, because I'm a believer of Ayurveda, starts at the gut. The gut is actually the emotional center of our body. The minute we are disturbed, we are gassy, we are bloated, we retain water, all this is inflammation of the gut. Kunjal Kriya is the simplest way to get rid of any kind of illness, be it temperature, be it nausea, be it cold, cough, stomach bug, jaundice, typhoid, any kind of illness. Kunjal Kriya cleans your entire digestive system from beginning to end and end to beginning. So it works end to beginning. And I would love for you all to look at that one remedy. It's one of my favorites. And I really feel simple things like water and salt.
If I can interrupt, Nitya, why don't you read it from the book so that everyone will understand, how she's described a recipe.
I will read it from the book.
You can read any other.
No, I'll read it from the book. I'm looking for my glossary to help me get to the page without wasting time.
So maybe who all have the book already, their copies. You can just give a show of hands. Great. You can read any other.
No, I can read it. I'm just looking for it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Page 61.
There. The audience is very helpful. Thank you. Yeah. So, I'm quoting myself. Remedy 6, Kunjal Kriya. This is under stomach ache. As I said, digestion is the most important thing our body does. So, I write here. When none of the above provides a sufficient relief, or when the stomach pain is severe and persistent. Preparation. Prepare 3 liters of lukewarm water. Add 1 tablespoon of senda namak per liter. Mix well. How to use? Drink glass after glass without stopping until the water expels itself. This flushes accumulated toxins, bacteria and gas from the digestive system entirely. provides relief that is both immediate and complete. Always have someone present, especially the first time. Rest for 1 hour after, follow with 1 tablespoon of warm ghee. So I'll explain this a bit. When you do this, what happens is it cleans your entire digestive system from end to beginning, and then your body is exhausted from healing itself. So you rest, and when you wake up, you don't eat because you've taken out all the lubrication through the water and the salt. So now you have 1 tablespoon of ghee, which lubricates the entire system. Wait half an hour, and then you eat your meal. And the next day you feel double the energy, and you wonder if you were really unwell. And the person I tested this on, first was my son, and second was my father-in-law, who was cursing me throughout the whole episode because he was in so much discomfort trying to drink that water and assimilate it. And the next day, he forgot that he had a stomachache.
Lovely.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. And I have to confess, I'm also one of the rats. So,
Yeah, I tested the Kunjalki on you as well. Yeah.
so, Dr. Disha, we come back to you, and we would like to know from you that modern medicine, we cannot avoid that for sure, and cannot dismiss that, has given us extraordinary breakthroughs. We have antibiotics, life-saving vaccines, we have complex surgeries, we have organ transplants, and of course IVF. At the same time, we are witnessing this growing global interest in preventive health lifestyle medicines also. The traditional systems, the naturopathy wellness centers are now overcrowded, they're overselling. How do you see this? The two worlds coexisting. What is the future of healthcare? Do you think that we will have to choose one over the other, or they have to integrate?
So integration is the best option here, because both the pathies, I wouldn't say both, maybe on a side traditional medicine, Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, Unani, everything natural that starts from kitchen, right? And on the other side there's modern medicine, which may have more side effects than effects, right? But modern medicine is great for emergencies. It's, as you said, about IVF and a lot of other things, surgeries, cardiac surgery specifically, when a person gets heart attack, you don't have any other option. So I would say here one thing, that with traditional medicine and home remedies and stuff, what we can do is we can prevent diseases, right? Because once, let's say for example, if you go to a doctor and your cholesterol or your triglyceride gets too high, you have to be on statins, without an option. So you prevent any health issues by listen to your gut, by eating on time, by incorporating simple things, as Nitya said, like tulsi, your ginger, black pepper, all of those stuff. Exercise every day, go to bed on time, follow a healthy lifestyle, so you do not have to put your hands in modern medicine. If, let's say, if something happens, then modern medicine, I believe, is the best option to resort for an emergency condition. And for the future, I believe integration is the best idea here. For prevention, we take help of traditional medicine. For healing or for treatment, emergency treatment, we can take help of modern medicine. And the future lies in integration, because modern medicine does have drawbacks, specifically in diseases like autoimmune, rheumatoid arthritis, a lot of other problems where a person is suffering from massive inflammation, which even doesn't reflect on reports. So for that, it's a drawback, wherein Ayurveda can be, or natural medicine can be helpful. And about natural medicine, a lot of people believe, and to some extent it's true, that it is slow. Why is it slow? Because it treats from the root. So in emergency condition, we can refer to modern medicine. So I believe integration would work great.
All right, we have a word. Thank you. So when we talk of Ayurveda, home remedies, most of us, we've used them interchangeably. we do not know whether it's Ayurveda or home remedies, you know. I mean, if we have a toothache, we just reach out for a clove or, you know, a tulsi ki chai when we have a bad sore throat. How do we know whatever we are consuming is Ayurveda or it's just a remedy which is made at home, because we just know it, we've inherited it? Would you like to tell us how to make the distinction, or you can help us understand?
Okay. So I believe there's no point in making a distinction. Anything and everything that helps you heal is a medicine for you. So for an example, if you're constipated because you're traveling, you can just have a glass of warm water with a teaspoon of ghee in it. What do you call this? An Ayurveda or a home remedy? Ayurveda says ghee is laxative. Ayurveda says warm water is laxative. So it's Ayurvedic. And our moms, grandmoms, great-grandmoms have been doing this forever. So it's more like a home remedy as well. So I don't believe into, you know, naming anything as a particular thing, rather just going with the flow and seeing what works for you and believing more about things that you have experienced and you have faith in. That's the best way to, you know, just move forward.
Thank you. Nitya and Dr. Diksha, you just told us that you've read the book and you think it's easier for people to understand. In what situations should we reach out to this book on an everyday life? Could you explain to us what is an ideal Ayurvedic life, you know, a day routine that one should follow for all of us? Please.
Alright, so in the beginning I said the goal of Ayurveda is to prevent as well as to heal. So let's say for an example, we all are healthy here, right? And we just want to maintain our health. So what Ayurvedic things should we incorporate? Maybe we talk about 5 to 7 things. So the first thing Ayurveda says is to wake up in Brahma Muhurat, which is not possible. For
Why is
lot of
not
us.
possible? I think it is possible.
Oh, that's great. For people who can, hats off. But even for somebody as me who preach and practice Ayurveda, I'm not able to do that most of the days because I go to bed really late.
Get up 4:30 in the morning.
That's great. Hats off. So, you know, what Ayurveda talks about is to follow the sun. The easiest way to take care of your health is to follow the sun. So wake up with the sun, maybe half an hour or an hour prior to sunrise. Practice Surya Namaskars. Begin your day having a glass of lukewarm water. Everything I'm suggesting is something that works for everybody who is healthy. So you begin with the sunrise, you practice Surya Namaskars, you take a walk 10-15 minutes, sit in Malasana for 10 minutes, drink a glass of water with a teaspoon of ghee if you don't have cholesterol, if you can digest fat really well, and then begin your day. Another thing Ayurveda says is, as you said, digestion is most important. And there's a quote in Ayurveda which says that Roge Sarvapi Mandagini, which means all diseases begin in gut, with poor gut health. So be it a psychological problem, be it a skin issue, it's in your gut. So how do you take care of gut? Again, coming back to the same thing, follow the sun. In the morning, sun rises. In the same way, your Agni, your Pachan Shakti, that's what we call it in Ayurveda, it also ignites. So the best way to just support it is to have something very warm and soothing in the morning. Not to have fruit juices, not to have raw fruits, not to have overnight soaked oats and chia seeds, rather to have something as simple as a porridge. You like having fruit, you can have stewed apple, you can have a stewed pear. For protein, now a lot of people are too much aware about protein. We got to have protein, so you can have sattu milkshake, or you can have a sattu pancake, or you can have boiled moong, boiled chana. Simple things which are easy on the gut, which we have been eating since forever. If we talk about afternoon, the lunch is supposed to be the heaviest meal of the day. I see a lot of people believe that breakfast should be heavy, lunch can be moderate, and the dinner should be minimal. But Ayurveda says, follow the sun. In the afternoon, the sun is right at the peak in the sky, and so is your digestion. You can eat your normal meal, moderate to heavy depending on your appetite, and end your day with very light dinner. Why? Because most of the times we have our dinner post sunset. The best thing we can do, which I'm trying to do, is to have my dinner by 7, no matter where I am. So have your dinner by 7. If it's not possible, try and have something as simple as a soup or something as simple as a dal, anything which gives you protein but still is easy on the gut. So if this is something I believe everybody can follow, no matter how hectic the lifestyle is. A small breakfast, a large or moderate lunch, and the lightest of dinner. Can skip if you're not hungry. Apart from this, what's more important is Ayurveda says, listen to your gut. Eat only if you have an appetite. You're not hungry, don't eat. Best thing. That's it. I mean, these are the simplest things. If one follows this, I don't think you'll need to follow anything else apart from this. No medications, no nothing.
Thank you. So we spoke about good routine with Ayurveda, in Ayurveda style. Would you tell us that mostly when we talk about Ayurveda medicine, it's mostly about the physical ailments. Is there a way, or is there anything in Ayurveda that also treats the the mental wellness? We are in a world with fatigue, burnout. Does it also treat the mental issues, the mental issues that we're facing every day? Would you like to tell us about that?
Yes. So Ayurveda says we are psychosomatic. That means this is not just me, body. We are body and mind, right? And I believe, it's my personal belief, that every disease you suffer from, something as simple as constipation to something as grave as a heart problem or cancer or autoimmune, is a reflection of your mind. So if you come to me with acidity or with constipation or with hair fall, I don't just look at the external factors. Maybe you are iron deficient or vitamin D deficient. It's always in the mind. We do see a lot about, it's all in the mind. It is true. Whatever you think, that's what reflects in the body. So Ayurveda talks so much about emotional health, and it starts, as I said, begin your morning, wake up before sunrise, do Surya Namaskars, walk, sit in Malasana. So the recent research says that that squat position in itself is something that helps you release happy hormones. I never knew that. I have been telling my patients to sit in Malasana since last 10 years. Because Ayurveda says that. Our ancestors did that, right? And the recent research says that when you sit in Malasana, your mind switches from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight and flight. Parasympathetic, rest and relax. You sit in Malasana for time. That is mindfulness. Ayurveda also talks about not just exercising, movement, but also talks about breath work, meditation, pranayama. All of this helps you be more mindful. What is mindful? To be more connected with yourself. If I'm sitting here, you're sitting in front of me, and right now we are only thinking about what we are talking and what we are listening, that means this is mindfulness. You're not thinking about what time it is, where do I have to go, am I hungry or not, am I thirsty or not. That means being mindful. The more mindful you are, the more connected you are with your body. And that's all we need. If you're more connected to the body, I don't think there will be anything. You won't have any emotional disorder then.
Thank you. That's truly enlightened us. Thank you for telling us about this. When we talk about Ayurveda and modern medicine is now $1 trillion industry, while Ayurveda is still finding its ground. Where do you think is the gap? Because now the grandmother's haldi doods become turmeric latte, and our teas become the artisanal clarified butter. So why are we not able to package it this way? And why just these few things? Why not everything is out there in the market for us to believe that it works?
So from my experience, now our generation, this generation, right? Everybody believes in proofs. So if I ask my patient to have honey in the morning, not with warm water, just with normal water, so they'll be like, I have seen an advertisement that you have some green tea with honey, with warm water and honey, it works better. Why? Because this is what is researched, right? So I believe that Ayurveda is still, not accepted as, is more like an alternative medicine in India right now. Not the main medicine because a lot of things haven't been researched yet. Another thing is all of us want quick relief. Like you suffer from acidity, you will want to have an antacid because you're going to be fine in like an hour. And Ayurveda doesn't help with that because it treats from the root. All of this is suppression. And I have seen a lot of patients who have gotten ulcers, IBS, Crohn's disease. All of these are gut health issues. Why? Because they have had hormonal pills or antacids for a long period of time. So if you want to work from the root, I believe this generation and all of us needs to develop one thing is patience.
Well said.
Once we learn to be patient with ourselves, everything's gonna work out.
We need to promise that to ourselves, to be patient.
Is from home, yeah.
Yeah, we're becoming other kind of patient, not the patient patient. Yeah.
True.
So, Dr. Diksha, we thank you for your time. Nitya, thank you for all the wisdom and the story behind healing at home. But on a lighter note, Dr. Diksha, I would like to know that if today Maharishi Acharya Charak, was there in a supermarket, which aisle would you find him in?
Oh my god, that's tough. Because everything has preservatives. So I believe simple things he'd be hanging in this aisle of spices, turmeric, black pepper, ghee would be his favorite, I believe, honey, so things like that. Simple things because if you ask me, I'll say more than 70% of my patients are not on medicine anymore. They have left because they have been able to work on listening to themselves, being more mindful, being more patient, changing their lifestyle, and beyond everything, willingness is more important. I mean, you can't heal a person who doesn't want to change their lifestyle. So it starts with patience, it starts with willingness, and then definitely, once you start your healing journey, you would want to feel as light as possible. You would want to eat as simple as possible. And Ayurveda has never ever said, you won't find in any Ayurveda shloka things like you can't eat maida or you can't eat that. It's not about good and bad foods. It's about eating what you can digest. So working on digestion is most important. And that means you take care of your gut, which starts with being mindful. That's it.
Having said that, today, organic, naturals, they've become stamps of approval. That, something is natural, something is organic, is safe for you. We presume it to be safe. Would you agree to that, or we just get attracted to these, these attractive jars, in the shelves of the, markets and in what they're selling on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say that?
So, if you ask me, I would say, do what you can. I do talk about eating local, right? Now, there are a lot of patients I have who can't have A2 cow milk or they don't trust. So what I would say is, try and do whatever is available for you. Make it easy. You don't have to have organic. I don't ask my patients from abroad to have amla every day because they have frozen amla. I would rather ask them to have avocados. So the more local things you eat, you don't have to search for organic. Wherever you live, if there are certain veggies that are local and easily available, have them. You don't have to search for organic all the time. See, if it's available, if it's affordable, you can have it, go ahead, have it. Otherwise, health comes from choosing what grows around you, the air you breathe, the water you drink. That's it. Health is simple. We just make it complicated by thinking about you can only have this ghee, you can only have this kind of veggies, this should be washed. Yes, it should be. But if it's not doable, it's okay.
I'd like to add something to what you say. So I believe organic is like the gimmick of this generation. Organic was foregone to create more productivity. That's why GMO came in and fertilizers came in. And I think the best way to eat is to grow what you eat. The sweat and the effort of growing it. When you grow something yourself, you're very honest with it because you know it's going inside you. So it is always the cleanest, purest way of eating, and the effort in growing that thing also helps you burn the calories you consume while eating it. So for me, I feel organic is what you can organically grow in your backyard. And we all have decent backyards. Even if we have a few pots, that's enough.
Well said. We're all going to go back to the basics, I'm sure, after this. Nitya, if Healing at Home becomes a Netflix series, which recipe do you think will deserve an episode, and which will get most eye rolls?
I think Sito Fladi, which is my favorite recipe, will get
I'm sure a lot of us have
drum
heard
rolls.
that word from her.
Drum rolls, and I think Drakshasa will get all the eye rolls because it's horrible to taste.
Could you also explain what are these?
So Sito Fladi is an immunobooster. So it helps heal the root cause of inflammation and allergens that we tend to be. Inflammation leads to our immune system being, ready to fight, and that inflammation creates, a lot of heat and disturbance in our body, and that leads to colds, coughs, and virals incubating, and that's what makes us sick. So if we have Sito Fladi, our immune system is calm but ready to fight, and inflammation is reduced. It's also very tasty because you have it with honey. So my kids used to love it. They used to come every morning, Mama, you forgot our Sito Fladi, every winter morning. And I think it deserves drum rolls. And Drakshasa is actually, again, digestion based, but it is, in fact, it's one of the least, it's one of the Ayurvedic recipes that requires the least amount of patience. Because Drakshasa taken in 2-3 days gives effect. It is really well known to reduce fluctuation of blood pressure, cholesterol, and also helps in constipation. So again, it helps by healing the gut. But I have a little note about this. One of my friends, who's not here today, he had a young friend of mine. He had a very high blood pressure one day, just out of the blue, and quite alarmingly high, and he was in the hospital, and he came late for a movie that we were all supposed to go for. And I asked him, I said, what happened? And he's like, I'm having these anxiety attacks and my BP is very high. So I said, just for me, I know it's ghastly to taste, but just have Drakshasa twice a day for like a week and see how it feels. I think it's been 3 months, he hasn't stopped, and his BP is absolutely okay.
Wow.
So people hate me for it, but that's why.
Well, we are talking about Ayurveda and medicine and health and diseases, but I think on a lighter note, we can always afford to play a rapid fire with both of them. So I'd like both of you to go one after the other. Dr. Diksha, we begin with you. A few questions for you, and then for Nitya. We would like to know from you most overrated wellness trend right now.
It would be massage.
Is it?
Overrated, yeah.
Yeah, it's overrated.
It cannot be done any time by anybody in any season with any oil. Overrated.
Oh, alright, okay. Most underrated health habit?
Waking up in the morning.
One thing people should stop doing immediately. Well, it could be food, diet, exercise, anything. We have like now, number of exercises now.
Then one thing we should stop is HIIT. Worst for women with hormonal imbalances. Another thing is not to exercise post 6 p.m. I have a lot of patients who tell me I go to gym at 7, 8, 9. Worst thing ever. You can't exercise at night because when you exercise in the evening, evening is the time for your body to rest and relax. When you start exercising, your body produces energy, which can definitely, just make your digestion worse. it can also give you sleep issues. So not to exercise in the evening hours.
Wow, I think all of us are guilty as charged, but we hear you. One thing people should start doing tomorrow morning.
Get up in the morning.
Yeah, wake up on time.
Yeah, waking up on time, exercising, starting, just do Surya Namaskars. Even 2 sets of Surya Namaskars is more like the entire body exercise.
And one Ayurvedic principle modern science is finally catching up with.
Ghee. We know bulletproof coffee, right? Everybody
Yeah.
knows that. Put some ghee in it. So now, ghee is a hero, even in the modern medicine.
Wow, great. I mean, we should proudly call it our own. So
Definitely.
Nitya, we come to you now. Same question. One thing that people should start doing tomorrow morning.
Start their day with curfew.
All right. All right. And one supplement people spend too much money on.
I think anything that comes in a bottle with a label.
All right. You want all of us to go to our backyards and start growing something for sure. If you could prescribe only one lifestyle change to India, what it would be?
Keep moving. Keep moving. Don't stop. My dadi used to say, शरीर को कष्ट नहीं दोगे तो शरीर कष्ट देगा. So I would say that's straight from my dadi's words.
Since you mentioned Dadi, we would want to know from you one thing our grandmothers knew better than us.
I think everything. I think my grandmother was a lady of this century, someone who knew everything and said it in the most simple words. And I think what they knew was that we knew nothing. And we need to keep reading and bettering ourselves, because the more we know, the less we know.
Well said. I know we have a lot of grandmothers here in the group. So kudos to all of you too for passing on all the wisdom to us, and we are trying to follow that path. Nitya, are there any thoughts that you would like to share with us after you've written a book, now you're officially an author? How do you feel? Would you like to share, since all of us are here, your friends, family?
So I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, for coming on a Sunday evening, patiently listening to us, being a part of Healing at Home. I really hope that it heals everyone's lives in some way or the other. I'm really grateful to my family, who's been the backbone of support and enthusiasm. I think they've been more enthusiastic about the book than I have, whether it's Papa, Mummy, my parents, Gaurang, my kids, my siblings, my friends, who are the family I've chosen. And everybody here, I mean, I think, the calls I've got, the feedback I've got from everyone, I think I feel so blessed, and I really hope that you engage with this book, give me more feedback, so that, what is missing, I can, maybe put in another book. I would definitely like to keep writing in this direction, and, healing the masses through words, through ideas, through whatever knowledge of Ayurveda I have learned has been practical. Doctor is educated in Ayurveda. She's done, 6 years of medical study in Ayurveda. And I believe a 5,000-year-old science, if used correctly, will change our lives completely. And it's that very strong belief with which I bring Healing at Home to you. I hope you love it, receive it, and pass it on to many generations and to people that you love and hold dear. And that's my only request, and I feel really happy to have learned so much while writing this. But my largest learning came from Bhuvneshwari, who taught me about social media. She told me, I'll handle your social media on one condition. You will post nothing, your posts are horrible. Okay, I surrender. And she's done such a brilliant job. The idea of this book is not to sell the book, because I'm an entrepreneur, like Shraddha said. I founded Incept Designs, which is a curated travel company. I work with my husband in Volchem. I run his consultancy division, and I run an organic farm, needless to say. But those are all for profit. That's all to make money, to enjoy the luxuries of life. This book is something I did for my soul. And she has brought this soul out to the world. And so I'm really grateful to her. Kanika, who's been, the backbone of the whole idea and encouraged me through it. She's really been instrumental in, encouraging every phase of this book. There were times I almost wanted to give up, and she's really been supportive. She's always, today, with all her stage fear, she came and she was master of ceremonies, and I really admire that, she can rise to the occasion. Shraddha, my soul sister, someone who never lets me down. She's been here moderating the session. Dr. Deeksa, who came all the way from Rajkot for me. She left her family holiday. She just came back 2 days ago. She's left her family and brought her mother-in-law and come just for a few hours to be here with us. That's such an encouragement, and everyone here in this audience, my friends, Prerna, Vrinda, Dimple, Neerav, Nivriti ji is here, the entire city of Udaipur, who I love so dearly and hold so close to me. Thank you all for coming here today and for supporting me and for being, such change makers by, even reading this book. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's truly been a great pleasure being here and to talk to the two remarkably inspiring women. Dr. Deeksha, we would like a few words from you as well.
It's a delight to be here. I'm not tired, I would say. In the morning I was. The moment I started reading the book, I reached here at 6. My mother-in-law went to sleep in. I opened the book, I went on reading, and I loved it because when I held the book first time, I actually thought it's a book of remedies, home remedies, right? So, but then when I started reading about it is when I actually understood Nitya ji's purpose. That it's not about try my remedies. Okay, it's not about something I have discovered. This is something that she has experienced. This is something that comes from generations. It's traditional. And she would want, I would say that that I would actually want a lot of people, as many as possible, to try this, read this, because it helps you connect with your roots, connect with your gut, and that's what is the purpose of Ayurveda. But I would, in short, say that's the purpose of life. This is not you. You are the soul, you have the body. So this is more like a house for you, which you need to take care of for yourself, right? So the more mindful you are, the more you'll be able to understand actually the real purpose and the happiness of this life, right? So I would say here that get back to your roots, and the easiest way is to spend more time with yourself doing nothing productive. Just waking up an hour earlier and do nothing, just breathe. Slow deep breaths help you relax. We all know that, whenever somebody is anxious, we are like, take slow deep breaths. What is that? Getting back to yourself, getting back to who you are in the moment. So the more we learn to live in the moment, the less we'll be prone to any kinds of imbalances. This is what helps you balance. Getting back to yourself, getting back to gut, being able to listen to your gut instinct, your body. That's it.
Thank you. We were going to ask you for your review, and the book has got great reviews, but this is truly the best one. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I thank Nitya, Gaurang, everyone for this opportunity. And it's a great day of joy for all of us when we've done the unveiling of Healing at Home, Nitya ke Nuskhe. Now we open the floor for questions to the panelists here. Please feel free to ask anything or share anything you would like to. We have a couple.
We have 2 people. Please.
So, good evening. I'm sorry, I have a bad throat. I'm sure I'll
You
read from your
start
book
first.
and get some tips from there. So, firstly, congratulations to all three of you. It's such a delight to see you, hear you, and interact with you. Now, my question to you, Diksha, is we have one hero which earlier used to be a villain, that is ghee. So, what about the other villain, the sugar?
Okay. So, as I said before, that Ayurveda has never said a food is good or bad. You know, I don't think sugar is bad. Excess of everything is bad, right? We say ati sarvatra bhaje. So, if you do sugar in moderation, I don't think it will hurt you.
Okay, now there's, I don't know, I've read it somewhere. I want to know whether it's a myth or a fact that it was something I read about Ayurveda itself. It said कि खाना खाने से पहले मीठा खा लो.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true? Is it there is, as a science person, I know what it means.
Yes.
But I would like to know it from your perspective.
Okay. So first, it's correct, but it's not the whole truth. Normally we have desserts, right? मतलब खाने के बाद we'll have some meetha. What Ayurveda says is begin your meal with sweet. Why?
Satiation.
Yes, yes. It helps you prevent overeating. It satiates you. It's grounding. Everything sweet is grounding. That is why a lot of girls, when they cry or when they are depressed, they'll be hogging on ice cream and chocolates, right? It grounds us. You know, it just feels that void. So always begin your meal with sweet whenever, however possible.
And now, Nitya, one question. There are so many, you've been talking about curcumin, haldi, adrak, tulsi. There's a lot of things said about seasonal, this thing. Garmi mein adrak nahi khana chahiye, kam khana chahiye. Haldi garam taseer hoti hai. So what do you have to say about that?
So, you're absolutely right, Kaikanti. It is, curcumin is warm, but the formulation is for inflammation. So when, it's very funny, but when you have a heated, inflamed body, it's like, you know, the curcumin actually works, it's like two negatives making a positive. So I don't profess taking anything in excess. And like I said, every remedy, if taken unnecessarily or in overdose, can harm you. You have to eat it in prescribed quantity and for the issue that you are facing. So if you have an inflammation problem or you are beyond a certain age where you have joint related issues, it's the negative of that inflammation and the heat of this, that two negatives make a positive. And that's why even though haldi is warm, you're having haldi powder, you're not having kachi haldi which is seasonal. So it has a different taseer as a powder, it has a different taseer as something fresh.
Thanks a lot. Looking forward to the next edition. And Shraddha, always a pleasure to hear you.
Thank you, Auntie. Yeah, we have more questions here. Can you pass the mic, please?
Once again, heartiest congratulations, Nitya. So we are taking precious jewels at home. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. Diksha, for very, very practical solutions you've given us. We can relate to that. And thank you for a lovely facilitation
Thank
of
you
the
so much.
conversation. We thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you. I just wanted to know, what is that good hours of sleep actually required? We have to wake up fresh. And also I would like to ask the gentleman there who's getting up at 4:30. So what time he goes to bed? Thank you. Thank you.
Should I answer that question?
Yes, please.
I think most of us are not following the sun, we are following the moon.
Can I have the mic, please?
Yes. Thank you.
Good evening. I think this is one of the best evenings I've had in the last many years. All three of you really guided so well. In 1 hour and 10 minutes, you have covered so much that all of us here sitting would remember this evening.
Thank you for timekeeping, Uncle. That's what elders do.
Well,
They tell you what to do, when to do.
well this beautiful lady behind asked me about getting up in the morning. A few years back, when I retired from Volcom, one of my well-wisher came to me and said, sir, I want to give you a gift. I said, what is it? He said, a gift for your health. He said, sir, do 5 things over the morning, which I'm sharing with all of you because I'm doing it for myself. First thing he said is I get up before sunrise, which I do about 25 days a month. Even if I finish party at 11:30 or 12, I still get up at 5 or around 5:15 before sunrise. Second thing he said is, don't immediately get up from the bed. Stretch yourself because the body has shrunk over the night. You stretch yourself, you will stretch your age. So that 5 minutes we spent stretching, me and my wife spent stretching our body. Just lift your arms and legs and all. Then third thing is, take 1 glass of warm water immediately after you get up. Fourth thing is, take bath before sunrise, which I do for last 6 years. And after that, do Surya Namaskar or offer water to the sun, which I do before sunrise. Only 3 or 4 days a month, when the party finishes at 1 o'clock, I am unable to get up 4:30. Every alternate day, I go for golf, I get up 4:30, take bath before 5 o'clock, leave for game at 5:30 and start at 5:45. All these things have been able to give me a good health, God's grace, and the life. She also asked a question, how many hours you should sleep. We generally sleep about 10:30 and get about 4:35, which is almost 6 hours, 6.5 hours, 7 hours, which according to me is good enough. And of course, after my retirement, we also sleep for half an hour in the afternoon. So that makes about 7 hours.
Thank you, Uncle, for
Thank
sharing
you. Thank you.
your routine, and we wish you a blessed, healthy life.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, do we have more questions here?
I have one question. I only told my story, but question to you is, the generation next, which is teenagers, they all sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and get up at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. How we can bring that change in them to get up early morning? For them, if you tell them get up 4 o'clock, they say, goodbye, thank you very much, we don't want to see you. So how do we bring the change?
Do we have teenagers who would want to answer the question?
Ask Pranay.
Pranay sleeps at 11 o'clock.
I sleep at 11 and wake up at 8, so it's fine.
Okay. No, but you want to, thank you. You want everybody to get up at before sunrise.
I don't even know when the sun rises.
Nitya.
Do we have more questions?
Arun uncle has something.
Yeah.
Just a small query. Number one, a big thanks to all 3 of you for this delightful evening. I had started reading your book 3 days ago, much before the book launch. And at some place you had mentioned about A2 ghee and A1 ghee. Then I checked up on Google. I didn't go into details, but on Google I was told A2 ghee comes from cows of the Deshi variety, like ghee or Tharparkar. These A1 is the ghee coming from Jerseys or Holsteins or the other ones. Now, my gut feeling is it's very difficult to get A2 ghee in most places. Our dairy farmers, they avoid all the Deshi breeds. They are not so productive, and they are not so productive financially as well. So if in Udaipur one wants to go in for A2 ghee, what does one do? Because in most dairy farms here, one would have either Jerseys or Red Danes or Holsteins. And what is wrong if we take A1 ghee? What is the damage? What is the hazard? If some light could be thrown on that. Thanks a lot.
Sure, uncle, I'll answer that. So, I'm a huge professor of ghee, and having it. I mean, I know in our family, Nandita Chachi is doing. She has a number of cows and she's taking out ghee. So we have it very close to home. But for those who want to buy it from the market, Pathmeda has very good A2 ghee. So it's not difficult to source, but
Vidya Bhavan has.
Vidya Bhavan has, Papa rightly says, Vidya Bhavan has A2 ghee. They do have. You can ask for they have mixed breeds of cows also, but they have desi cows also, and they distinguish the ghee. So you can.
A2 milk also.
They have A2 milk and A2 ghee. Now, your second question about the hazards of A2 and A1. So, my friend Brinda here, San had done a study on this. I can send you the link at some point. But to answer your question here, like Dr. rightly said, the more you eat from where you live, that is what will benefit you. But I have a doctor friend here sitting with us, who told me that which other animal have you seen drinking the milk of another animal? Why do humans drink milk of cows? So in that sense, being vegan is better. But if you are not vegan, then A2 is the best kind of ghee because it is the closest to us roots wise. And to heal your root problem, you have to go back to your roots.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Eat local.
Yes, Sushmita auntie. Yeah, question and then Nidhi has the mic and then Sushmita auntie. Please give me.
No, you just actually answered the question. Like I belong to a family of doctors. First of all, is it possible to convert a complete allopathy fan to a, Ayurveda person? How do you do that? Secondly, my dad always used to say that human beings are the only mammals that continue to drink milk after infancy. So milk is the major villain in my life. It has been since childhood, and everybody says, "Nahi, pina chahiye." So I just want to ask both of you: is it really required to drink milk, or can we get the same nutrients, or can we even digest, the enzymes in milk, our body?
Yes. So I would say it's not essential, it's not necessary. I have 70% of patients who doesn't drink milk and they're fine. And there are some who, like if you said milk is something that's important, you have it maybe every day before you go to bed or in the morning. If it suits you, if you can digest it, sure, go ahead and have it. But it's not necessary. It's not something that cannot be substituted, right? It's not the most important thing ever. Also, with the demand of milk and everything, now we don't have that authentic milk a lot of places. That is why people have lactose intolerance. That is why most of the people do avoid it. It is actually heavy on the gut because it's not from plants, it's from an animal, right? So if you can digest it, if you're comfortable, go ahead. If you can't, leave it. It's not most important.
I'll answer the other question you asked. I have another doctor friend sitting here in row 2, my very dear friend Devashri, and she's an allopathic doctor, very good one at that. I mean, anybody has any aches and pains, they'll land up at her doorstep. And the one thing she has given me, which has been a lifesaver in all my travels for my children, for me, has been this Troy's ointment, which is completely alternative medicine. It's not Boveron gel, which is going to absorb in your skin and immediately give you relief. But on a long-term use of Troy's, my trapezitis has gone away. So, being an allopathic doctor doesn't necessarily mean you don't believe in Ayurveda, because I really honestly believe that what doctor said, that integration, you can't handle emergencies with Ayurveda, like she rightly said. But healing everyday problems with allopathy is also not the answer. There has to be a middle ground. So the conversion has to be actually, instead of diverting, you converge. And that is the only way forward. Sushmita auntie had a question.
Yeah, so बहुत मुबारक नित्या. Wonderful book you have written, and it is so good to see so many good, I would use lack of a better word, remedies for so many ailments. It's been a wonderful evening because of all three of you.
Thank you.
one question that has been coming to my mind, and I've always thought about it. You know, we in our kitchens now, those who are conscious, are able to use maybe one thing or two things or three things which are organic. Rest we are not aware of, right? हम अपनी cousin के घर से उनके farm से हल्दी बत्थम मंगवाते हैं गोवा के आगे से, but rest of it I'm not sure. We grind most of our masalas, but what about the oil? So how far do you think if we mix organic or good ingredients with something which we are not aware of, their origins or their purity, does it counter each other? Or do we get some benefit out of it? Or it's all in our mind, as you said, that we feel good कि आज हमने अच्छी हल्दी की सब्जी खाई, लेकिन तेल क्या पड़ा ये तो पता नहीं, घी भी शुद्ध है कि घर में जो बना वो ठीक है, but what about the rest? And the fast-paced life that everybody is living, not so much in Udaipur, but most of us, if it is for everybody, as you say, how do you think they can find a balance between pure, impure, not known?
Auntie, I'd like to answer your question in the most simplistic fashion. Pure and impure is something we cannot control. Even when we do an experiment, there are variables that we can control and there are variables that we cannot control. And within that, the experiment happens. So we have to live with the fact that we live in a world of milawat. And we have to keep our journey and our due north pure. And in that balance, find the way forward in this fast-paced world.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Nitya, for writing this lovely book and compiling all these together. I have a question for Dr. Diksha. We often hear and see, know that Japanese, they not only live longer, but they live healthier also. So what do you think, is it genetic, epigenetic, or is it lifestyle? What is that we as Indians are missing or the world is missing, which they know better than, anyone else?
So first, I believe movement. They either walk a lot or they use bicycles, unlike us. Second, their food is bland. It's not as spicy as us. So they don't use a lot of spices. Japanese food is super simple. They have a lot of soups. So I believe it's about simplicity. It's about a lot of movement. And more than anything, it's about balance. The importance of sleep, the importance of movement, the importance of eating on time is most important there. And here in India, what I see is people are always running. Running where? For what? For your stomach, and then you don't take care of your food timings. I have more than 90% of patients who tell me that I come back home by 10, 9. What do I do then? And then most of in Indian families, we have a very heavy dinner. The biggest mistake ever. Why? Because everybody is together, so let's have a heavy meal. So if we can change that, if we can just be all together, it's people. And one thing which I would want for a lot of women out there, I hear them, I was one of them, I have changed now. So one thing I've heard is, I eat after my husband comes back home, most of the housemakers. Or we all eat together, so we wait for the other people. So you can all sit together, maybe the other women, who have eaten their meals can just have a glass of warm water or milk if that suits them, or maybe a handful of nuts like pistachios. They release melatonin, so you can have them. Sit with them, but don't have a heavy dinner. If possible, for those who can be back home by 7, have dinner before 7. Just sit with your family members who eat late. And for those who eat late, soup or a dal is the easiest thing to digest, because your gut can't digest anything after you eat after sunset. So that would definitely help us, lead healthier life.
Japanese use a lot of fermented techniques like miso and soya.
Yeah.
What does Ayurveda say about it? Is fermented good for health?
So it depends what fermented, right? Curd is fermented. We all believe it's great, right? A lot of people here are going to be shocked knowing that. Ayurveda says curd is hot in nature. A lot of people might think that acidity ho gayi dahi kha lo. I used to think that before I started studying Ayurveda. So curd is actually heating in nature, and if you want to have the benefits of curd, you need to process it into buttermilk. And buttermilk is not just adding water in curd, it's water, you churn it well. Churning is a process. In Ayurveda, for process we call it sanskaras, right? Sanskar. So fermentation is a sanskar. So when curd, it turns into buttermilk, a wonderful fermented food. It's a prebiotic. Everybody can have it every day without any problem. Apart from people who can't digest it, right? There's kefir, there's kombucha, there's a lot of things, right? But fermentation is actually heating in nature. Now, if we have any South Indian here, I know a lot of South Indian people, right? So they will have fermented food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're fine. It all depends on where you reside, what you can digest, what's local for you, right? So about fermented food, it depends on what fermented food you want to eat. Like breads, worst. Sourdough, great. So it's about what you can digest, what your body, is adapted to. Otherwise, Ayurveda doesn't support or ignore the fermented foods.
Well, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, hi Nitya. First of all, many congratulations on this beautiful, incredible achievement. It's a pure gem reading your book. And thank you so much, Dr. Diksha and Shraddha and Nitya, for a delightful evening. And one question pondering in my mind is that in today's lifestyle, we are chasing, healthy life, fitness. So in that journey somewhere, I have found that we have become so dependent on external supplements like calcium, omega-3, multivitamin, D3, and the list is endless. So can your Nuskhas replace those supplements that we can, we just have it in our daily life? So what do you have to say about that?
So in the book, for those who haven't read it, who have just got it, there is a section at the back called Daily Nutrition Supplements, 277 onwards. They're energy boosters and daily waters. So again, I would say, one of our family cardiologist, Dr. Bhargav, is here, and he's a firm believer. Many times he's told us, do not have supplements endlessly because then your body stops making them. And not only Ayurveda, but even modern medicine says any sort of supplementing, the word supplement itself means to add. So if you're going to keep on adding endlessly, it's not going to be very helpful for you. Ultimately, your body will start deleting that from its daily, creations. So these daily waters that I prescribe, they keep your body oiled and running, and they help in fulfilling any deficiencies or any things that are in disbalance in your body. So a daily water that Dr. Diksha's latest post had this thing for Vata, Kapha and Pitta, the three types of bodies that we have. If you have Sauf, Zeera and Sabat Dhania ka pani first thing in the morning, your entire body comes into balance. So things like this.
But then it says कि वो बहुत गर्म करता है, and in summers you should not take that. And even dana methi, we all take it in the morning, but that is also, you cannot take it every day. So it should be a schedule fixed for those, or we can take it daily.
So first, Ayurveda actually believes that treatment is by individual. What works for you might not work for the other person. What works for 99 might not work for one, right? Now, coming back to CCFT, I call it CCF, which is Dhania, Jeera, soft cumin, coriander, fennel. You take in equal quantity. Dhania is cooling, fennel is cooling, Jeera is heating. But heating to what extent? It improves your digestion. It supports your Agni. So CCF would never cause Garmi to anybody. For that matter, I haven't heard of. But I have definitely had a certain feedbacks from certain patients where they said it didn't suit them. They didn't feel good. Maybe they were bloated, maybe they were anxious. They didn't feel good, right? So for those for whom this doesn't suit, they can go. The easiest way to approach Ayurveda or home remedies is starting with one ingredient. So choose dhania. Super cooling. I haven't heard of anybody telling me that dhania didn't suit me, right? So maybe soak a tablespoon of dhania in a glass of water overnight. Next morning you boil it until it reduces to half. Strain, let it cool down, and then sip on it. Simple. Day. Every day you can have it every day except during monsoon. If your body has a lot of kapha. Kapha means you have a lot of coolness in your body, a lot of fat in your body, right? So if you have a kapha, then you can avoid dhania and rather you can have jeera water. But it's best to consult a doctor before you try anything which you think might not suit you.
So thank you everyone. Do you have more questions? Yes, of course.
Heartiest congratulations, Nitya, and thank you for this lovely session. My question, of course, is to one thing which I wanted to ask Diksha ma'am is, ma'am, I'm a little confused about this protein thing which is going on in the market. Everybody whom I'm seeing, being a mother of a teenager, being a wife of a probably a health conscious person, or things which are going on everywhere, everyone is concerned about. We just need to fulfill the protein requirements of the day, and that's little difficult to integrate with all the other things which we have around us. So ma'am, if you could please enlighten us that how much importance we should actually give to this protein maniac people and how much to balance it out in our routine lives.
So this is tough, because 50% of my patients come with this view that I do protein. I'll have eggs, I'll have soybean, I'll have this and that. So a couple of teenagers, 12, 20, 15, 17-year-old came to me with high uric acid levels. In simple language, समझने के लिए it's called gout. At this age, at 17 and 15, how can you have gout? Why? It's because they were protein maniacs. They started having paneer, they started having soybean, they started having eggs on alternate days just because, they thought, or their gym coaches told them to have enough protein. First thing I would say, I want all of you to take away from here is listen to your body. You are not what you eat, you are what you digest. You have good metabolism, you exercise every day, your sleep is wonderful, you don't have any health issues, go ahead and have protein every day of whatever kind you're comfortable with. But you have digestive issues, you have poor sleep. Why is sleep important? The better you sleep, the quicker you heal. The better you sleep, the better is your digestion, right? So if you have sleep issues, if you sit on desk, if you have a desk job, you don't move about, you don't eat on time, you're not supposed to have protein powders, one. And knowing that, protein is very important because it helps you grow your muscles, which are very important. So choose simplest of proteins, as I said before. For breakfast, you can start having boiled moong or boiled moong water. You can have besan ka chilla, or you can have porridges made out of amaranth, which is again not just protein, but it is something that's gluten free, very easy on the gut for a lot of people with digestive issues. Or you can have sattu buttermilk during summers. You can have sattu chilla or sattu paratha during winters or rains. So that is easiest to digest protein. You should have it, but in the form that you have eaten it since forever. Dals.
Thank you. I hope we've answered all our questions patiently. And once again, thank you for being so patient, Dr. Diksha, and helping us get back to our roots. Thank you, Nitya, for the book. It's been such a pleasure, and once again, it's been very kind of you to come all the way and spend time with us this evening. A momentous day for all of us, and I'm sure for Nitya's family and all our friends. Thank you, and I would like to say that whenever now anyone says swasth raho, mast raho, please understand it has a deeper meaning, because swa means self and stha means to stay, to establish in oneself is swasth. So stay in harmony emotionally, mentally, physically with yourself. So I think hum swasth rahenge to mast rahenge. That's what they are trying to tell us, that we do not dismiss the modern medicine, but it's a lot about integration and learning from our traditions and old wisdom. So once again, thank you for the book and time, and to all of you for being with us. It was such a pleasure to see all of you and encourage us, and of course Nitya on her debut as an author. Thank you, and we look forward to many more from her. Thanks a lot. May you have a good night.
Thank you so much, Radha, Dr. Diksha, Nitya Bhabhi, for such an enriching and deeply insightful discussion. Before we move to a closing, it is my absolute pleasure to announce that WorkMob will be presenting a special memento to celebrate the launch of this wonderful book. WorkMob is a digital platform of storytelling that aims to be a voice for India's professional community. Let's have Team WorkMob on stage, please.
On behalf of Team WorkMob, we'd like to congratulate Nitya ma'am. Congratulations very, very much. We wish you all the very best for this wonderful book and the wonderful thing you've done. And we hope your Meri Kahani video story, which we've taken, it inspires many people with Nitya and Nuskhe. Thank you so much.
Be careful.
Yeah.
On the edge.
Now, to formally conclude this beautiful evening, I would now like to invite Nitya Bhabhi's son Pranay Singhal onto the stage to deliver the word of thanks.
From haldi ka doodh or coals to bread and milk deedano, Indian moms form the foundation of a new sector in Ayurvedic medicine. Nitya Ke Nuskhe, a book written by my very own mother, embraces the care of a mother into a short summary of Ayurvedic knowledge collected over the years. Though the book is not a story, its knowledge creates the story of my life. Mom always found an Ayurvedic alternative to medicine. It was her jadoo. It was almost metaphorical for her ability to adapt to her situation, no matter how tough it was. I remember trying to avoid any remedy she would try, but I couldn't. Moreover, now I understand that there would be no better medicine. Nothing as effective as her remedies. This persistent trouble of finding different alternatives is what has resulted in the creation of this beautiful book. I'm very proud of this book. I could say the same for my sister as well, as it has been a savior in my life, and now it can be a savior in many others as well. This book would not have been possible for our mother today if it weren't for so many people who have supported her throughout her 2-year journey. To them, I would love to give a huge thank you. First and foremost, I would love to thank my Dada, Dadi, Nana, Nani and Dad for their constant love, encouragement, support and for being there. for being here today to celebrate this auspicious moment. I would love to thank my Bade Nana and especially Badi Nani, who are mom's grandparents, for being the roots of the knowledge that has now sprouted into this book. I want to thank my sister, who is not here, for constantly nagging my mother about her nuskhes she would provide, no matter how annoying she was. They were always the motivator for mom to research further and find better nuskhes that would suit a very picky audience, just like my sister. I want to thank Shraddha Auntie Mudia for being a key supporter and promoter of the book from its start to its finish. I want to thank Kanika Chachi for being the largest supporter and the loudest cheerleader for mom in this long, tedious journey. I would love to thank Bhuvneshwari Shaktawat Auntie for being her transparent self and criticizing mom's lack of social media expertise and truly changing her entire public personality through her perfect posts and artistic style. I need to thank mom's entire forum for giving mom the idea and the motivation to come up with a book to express her love for Ayurveda and care for the world and its people. To Ridhima Auntie, her publisher, for being the reason for such a flawless execution and smooth publication. And an extremely special thank you to Dr. Diksha for traveling all the way from Rajkot to be the inspiring force that drives this large audience to pursue better health through Ayurveda. Last but most definitely not least, I would love to thank the entire Volcam and INSEP team, all of mom's friends and staff, the media and the press for this beautiful event that would not have been possible without the effort and honest care for mom to showcase her masterpiece book. And congratulations, mom, for being the publisher of a book with the ability to shine a brighter light on India's health industry through the power of ancient healing, Ayurveda. I think I speak for everyone here when I say we are all very proud of you. And thank you all for being here on this very special momentous day.
Thank you so much, Pranay. That was lovely. Before we disperse, I hope Healing at Home becomes a useful companion, sparks meaningful conversations, and inspires readers to make small but powerful changes in their everyday lives. Thank you all once again for being here and making this evening so special. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we conclude.
I'm so happy.
मैं तेरे को ये दे दूँ, तू बाहर जाके फिर देख ले, मैं यहाँ पे